Okay, hello, Monica and Gabriel. Um, in this video, I'll show you the what I learned about yesterday, and I think that we might be a little bit different. Like what I learned and what you learn, it might be a little bit different, but I feel that what I learned this part is like the advance. It's like a very detailed about like small part of it, but it's very strong and powerful and very detailed, close to positive. Like it's more one high part of the positive emotions. So it's about we have learned like like state of mind, transferring the emotional to zero emotions, and then the positive, switch the emotions to positive, and then the third is go beyond the sensations, beyond the peace. So what I learned about this is about positive emotions, change our positive emotions. So personally, me, when I was young, since I was young, I just don't like rich people. I don't like rich people at all. So then, when I found about when I found about when I found about change to positive, and I learned most of the things and tried to change to positive and think positive, but then I didn't realize that the feeling of that don't like the rich people is still inside, deep inside my heart, because this is I had it since I was young. So it's kind of changing, like it's deeply deeply rooted in my heart about hating the rich people. But I found it's very I found a new way of switch, that we pull the thing, when we feel positive, when we thought positive, it will push to us too. So um, I'm going to give you some there are two story within an example. So the story is that there's one kid there's one kids he, he work for someone, but then he has very low salary, and he want to have the high salary for the for the work. So when he think that he just don't like the work, he just feel bored, he just feel don't like it, the work, he just feel negative about his work. But then um, after that he been stopping because he didn't feel to work, and then he was just stop. So the thought that he want to have high salary is finished. It is like he won't reach to that part because he has a negative thought. He have a negative thought. I mean, we pushing that feeling, we pushing that feeling, we pushing that stuff, we pushing the high salary to go out already, because when we feel negative about that. And then the second is that about kids who wanted to be doctor, like the story is a the seeds of the bean, how the seeds that observes the nutrition from grounds and get growing slower, and to become like fruits or beans. He was the story is about kids who work in hospital. He was a cleaner, but he was dreaming to be a doctor. He was dreaming to be a doctor to treat people. He was dreaming to treat doctor like to help people, to treat people. But then the but then he, when he works so hard, he works so hard, and he satisfied with his work. He go in a room of the hospital. He clean all the instrument material for treatment for doctor. He was cleaning around the room of the doctor, and then he would see the certificate of doctor hang on the wall. He thought that one this certifications, the doctor degree, will be one day, like him, like his picture was on that certifications. He keeping in that emotion. He keeping that positive emotion that he will he like to be a doctor one day. Like he's satisfied with the job and he feel positive to in working. And then he in one day he meet one doctor who like him, and he training him. First he liked him because that he saw that the kid was like, he saw that the man, well, by the time like he was a man. And then that by the time he trained by one of the doctor that like him. So the doctor will show him how to treat, and then he become an assistant, but he don't have certificate. But then the doctor have paid all the money to go to university for, for his doctor degree. He's keeping, like being a doctor and having that certificates. By this positive feeling, positive thought, positive action, and then he become a doctor. He learns and people helping him, like something around him is changing and push him up. To our story, to like my story, when I was young, I don't like money. No, I don't like rich people, and I just don't feel good when I see rich people higher than me, people in luxuries like cars and like houses, because I don't like those people. But then that was pushing away. That was pushing the money away from me, pushing, something that, you know, pushing something that is uh, great away from you, like highness and rich and great civilizations and happiness and all that. And when I feel negative about that, those things is pushing away. The same like the first kid who working in organization, working in one place, who does not certify. He was just stop before he get the high salary. But then the kids, for the man who work in hospital, who he wanted to be a doctor, but he feel positive. He feel, he feel positive. He feel positive emotion, positive thought, and keeping like a seed that observing for the bean to growing and grow and grow, keep growing. So he achieves to what he have, and also we observing the energy of the positive. We observe the positive thing and observe all those, like richness, luxuries, happiness, and all of that. So like the kid who is wanted to be a doctor. And the same thing, like when you go somewhere, you say, oh my god, I feel very nice. I feel this place is so nice, and I feel very nice. And we feel like observing the energy from that. And then the same thing when you see rich people, like very rich people or people richer than me, we change our positive to like positive emotion, change our emotion to positive emotion, to positive thought. Well, those going to observe it to us, and it will be happened for us one day. This means that when we see people who very rich or very high, we feel appreciate about them, and saying, "Oh, I feel very appreciation for what you have, whatever you have. You're so like, I feel very appreciation. I feel very appreciation of your luxurious, of your highness and all that. I feel very exciting like that, like just feeling positive, and like feeling positive and having a positive emotion. We observed it, and it will be happen to us one day, like that, and and that also it's very happy in what we're trying to be learning about positive emotions. That's what we learn about a positive emotion, and this part of practicing was changed from our inner part. We feel free about hating. We feel free about don't like about people who are higher or rich, like that, richer, like. But um, this is personally for me, because when I was young I don't like rich people, but then I learned that I have to change myself. Like feeling appreciate what they have, feeling appreciate to those people who rich, everybody. Like, oh my god, I feel very nice. I feel very nice here. And then, like, you say, I am appreciation to everybody. Like, but you don't have to say outside. You can say that in your mind. I feel appreciate to everybody who rich, who are higher than me, who are better than me. I feel appreciate for all of them. Like positive. You observe the positive. And that's what I learned. And I think this is work for me, and I think it might work for you as well, because we are different, but then I feel very different, and I learned this. I feel very effective, very high effective for me. So maybe you can use this too. Have a wonderful day. Any questions you can write down on the email, on the email. No, not email. Messenger, please.